Okay, I think we're good. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so excited to share all this. It's been a journey for me. I've been in this business for many years, and I'm delighted to be able to share one of the most painful lessons I ever learned. This man is Mel Harris, and in the 90s, he was the head of television for Sony Pictures. He was in command of a multi-billion-dollar budget. He was one of the few people who could greenlight shows, and he was one of the best executives I've ever met. I have a very short list I've accumulated over my career, and he's on the top of it. And to make my list, you have to do two things. One is you have to be wicked smart, and the other is that you have to be really good with people. And this guy gave me a wire brushing early in my career that I think I still have scars from. It's one of the more painful experiences. So I want to share a little bit of that with you. But to give you a sense of how this guy operated, you have to understand Hollywood a little bit. So the executive floor of their corporate offices has a special elevator. And as you go up there, it's lined with Oscars, all designed to intimidate. Mel himself was perfectly dressed. He had a little pocket handkerchief, cufflinks, and this executive floor is a place you maybe want to visit, but you actually don't want to work there because it's one of the nastiest backstabbing political environments I have ever encountered. The average life of an executive there is like 2 years, and generally you're kicked out by one of your subordinates who takes your place and then takes credit for all the good work you did, because there's a lag in this business. You make decisions, 2 minutes later, a movie or a television show shows up. So you're always taking credit for the guy you backstabbed, and then you get backstabbed again, except for Mel. And Mel had been there for 10 years or more, and he had just held this position for a giant in this industry. One day I asked him, Mel, what's your secret? How do you do this? You're the only guy that's been here this long and been this successful. And he says, David, my secret is that I smoke. And I thought, what? And he says, look, people who smoke are in a pariah class. And I could get all kinds of privileges because I'm the top dog, but I don't. I go down behind the dumpster like everybody else. And we're down there smoking, and everybody's afraid of me. And I can play it two ways. I could be the executive, and they would all kowtow to me, and they stroke me and all that, and I feel good, but I don't. I go down there and I whine and I piss and complain like everybody else. And I've developed a sacred trust. Whatever they tell me doesn't leave the dumpster. And so people who actually work in the organization tell him what's really going on. And so this is how he stays ahead of all the other executives trying to backstab him. He actually knows what's going on because his friends down behind the dumpster are telling him. But wow, this guy is absolutely brilliant. So I was working on a project in the early 90s, the corporate strategy for Sony Pictures. And at this time, just to set the scene, the Berlin Wall had fallen. Eastern Europe was sort of reawakening. We're looking at the development of like DVDs, which are a threat to VCRs. There's digital technology. You can make a movie sort of one frame at a time in 10 minutes. So it's used for CGI's very special localized effects. These kinds of things are all going on. They're trying to figure out what to do and work on this long and interesting project. And the critical slide for it, and my thing I'm so proud of that I put all this together, is this picture here. This was like the thing. And what it's showing is different investments they might make in different elements of sort of distribution and processing of films and TV shows.